Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we've got some repairs to do. That ghost? That was pretty unlucky. That's okay though, we expect things like that occasionally. We're gonna send these guys to settle things in the simulators, and they're gonna get some XP. Great. That is absolutely fine, and our preferred way for them to settle things, absolutely. Let's go ahead and tick forward here. The work on the Raven is now complete. And we had a lot of this finish up. I think we'll wait until the Vulcan is done. And now we'll stop. I don't want to tick forward any farther than this. Let's go ahead and check the mech bay here, if I can stop throwing my flash drives on the ground. There we go. Now I won't step on them in the future. Perfect. And it looks like we are completely good to go here. So I think we will definitely go through our mech warriors and get some training done here. And then we'll look to make ourselves some more money, because we're still a little low on funds. I was hoping to have more funds than we had right now, but unfortunately, that ghost was pretty expensive. There's no doubt about that. I would rather a point of gunnery over a point of tactics, I feel like, here. I do want that point of tactics, but Ringo, you're going to have to wait on that one. Absolutely a point of gunnery for Scrub, though.
Commander?
Okay, let's go ahead and deploy, shall we? Where are we going to go? Well, I'd like to go somewhere like... This versus Comstar? Yes, it is. This one is also against Comstar. This one isn't terrible, actually. Maybe we should go for this guy. Yeah, let's do it. Not a double priority salvage. I'm actually leaning towards doing this. We're against planetary government, so I don't think we're going to be getting all that great of salvage in before we get fantastic salvage. Now, of course, we can't use the ghost here. We'll bring out the stiletto. The ghost is still busy, and do we have anybody who has affinities in the stiletto in here? Yes, we do. Hacker? You're up. Let's do this. So this is only skull and a half. This shouldn't be too bad. We should make a decent chunk of cash here, in hope. I'm hoping, anyway. I'm hoping we don't have to pay very much. We had some bad luck the last little while, but yeah, that happens. That's part of the game. That is completely okay. The real question is, what exactly is the local government going to throw up against us? What in... That took a little while to load the loading screen. Usually that's... I don't know. That was a bad sign once, and I've kind of assumed it to be a bad sign since, but it kind of hasn't been, honestly. We need to guard the supply depot. We have a centralized supply depot here in Outreach, located to support multiple fronts of hostile action. With so many troops elsewhere, we're looking for a lance of mercs to babysit our outpost. We have no intel that suggests a specific threat, but better to be certain. Commander, while there's a lot of fighting in the region, the supply depot is well behind the current front lines. I can't help but be suspicious about their no intel claim. Yeah, there's definitely intel here. So this is our escort zone here. Multiple incoming hostile contacts up on the mountain, apparently. Okay. Point defenses, yep, that's fine. I would love to deploy it, like, right here. Can I set... Oh, right. I can't set my deploy position there. Yeah, that's fine. Here might not be too bad. We'd have to be pretty careful about where each individual one went. So, like, there, one over here and one over here. Like, that would theoretically be okay. That said, we can't really make our way up this embank. Well, we might be able to make our way up this, actually. Let's go ahead and allow this, and we'll see where our enemies are.
This is a great spot for a battle mech fight. Really great.
I agree. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? So they put a fireball right here. With 4 evasive pips. They've got this guy up here. He's just a little guy. They've got a gladiator over here. And that gladiator hasn't moved yet. It moves phase 13. I'm going to reserve here, and I'm going to let them all move. We may end up losing this military building, and if that's the case, I'll be sad, but
That's
it's
all
just a
you got?
bonus. We're going to keep reserving here until phase 13. Prowler moves up, fires on that gladiator. Doesn't get anything. We don't expect it to. The gladiator hasn't moved yet. So it's got those 6 drop-in evasive pips. So it moves now. It goes there and doesn't fire. Interesting move, actually. That is very, very interesting.
Yeah. What can
So
I
our
do you
fire
for?
starter is certainly going to come in here and kick the rear arc of this fireball. Hit him with everything you've got. 52.7% chance on this melee attack.
Put my
He did hit.
weight into it.
The fireball may well die here. And it did. Perfect.
One less target.
Well, that was easy. So we know that the gladiator is over here, and we know that the gladiator is the primary threat. Is this rear arc? If this is rear arc, I might be willing to charge this. No, it's not rear arc. Okay. I'm willing to move in, like, over here, though. This is a rotary rifle Centurion, though. So actually, they moved the Locust right in here as well. Can we get around behind him with this guy? No, we cannot. Well, we can get around over like this, but I don't think that's worthwhile. What I'm going to do is I'm going to position over here.
Heading
Now,
out.
this is not particularly good hit odds, and I'm aware of this. We are going to fire as much as we can. We're looking to remove his evasive pips. We're not going to, but that's what we're looking
Attacking
to do
from
here.
position.
Like, that would be the absolute goal, but it's not going to happen. So what we're going to do next
I'm
is we're going to
receiving
take
you.
our Vulcan up over here, and the Vulcan is going to go for that Locust rear arc, like this. Maybe should have backed off a bit more for the Ultra AC5 hit odds. Well, that was rude.
Internal damage, Commander.
Yeah, that was expected, though, honestly. No hits on that Gladiator. Okay.
I'm here.
Now, this Centurion, this one's going to go up and engage that Gladiator, I think. Can we get into its rear arc? Not quite. We can get up here, or I suppose we could punch the Locust. That is an option. Is it a good option? I kind of feel like it isn't. And unfortunately, we did break the armor on our Firestarter rear arc with our Ultra AC5. Makes me sad, to be sure. I think we just go up here and we fire on this guy. And next round, we should move before him. So it should be okay.
Affirmative.
I was hoping that that heavy rifle would hit, but it didn't. That's fine, I
Waiting
suppose.
for orders.
The Stiletto is at this point going to come up here. We're not going to fire our bolt-ons, but we are going to fire the SRM-6 here. Actually, maybe we fire the iRocket. You know what? No.
Target lock on enemy's rear.
Sad. Stray shotting all of our allies there.
Standing by.
Blackjack is absolutely going to position itself up here
Got it.
because I want to fire on this guy. Alternatively, we could fire on the Locust. Hit odds are about the same. I'm just going to fire the Bombast here.
Engaging.
And we did hit it. We'll take it. Okay. Next up
something you
is
want
going
done?
to be our Raven. Apparently got head hit. It did. One of those stray shots was a head hit. Rip. We're going to move in behind the Locust.
Position confirmed.
And we are going to light this guy up. I'm going to have the Narc Launcher be the first thing that we fire. And that is going to be in Beacon.
Confirmed.
We did miss it. That was a decent chunk of rear arc damage on that
critical hit.
Locust. Sadly, it didn't kill it. Okay. Our
Commander.
Raven moves again instantly. I'm not even going to fire the Narc Beacon this time.
On your tail.
And that's an ejection on the Locust. Perfect.
For orders.
The fire starter is, at this point, a bit overheated. I'm just going to... It's only side arc. Move it up to here. We're
put the
not
battle
going to
down.
fire the flamers, I don't think. Just something like this. Maybe not fire this medium laser to sink some heat. We're mostly looking to build up instability in that gladiator right now.
Standing by.
Now, this Centurion is absolutely the one that I want to have come into its rear arc, if we can find a single location to fire on. We kind of can't. He's backed up against that cliff there. We'd have to get here in order to get into his rear arc.
Yes, Commander.
And we can't quite make it there. So the question is, do we let him move? I'm leaning towards the answer to that being yes. We'll see what our allies do here. Prowler comes up. It does get a rear arc attack there. Structure exposure. SRM6 and PPC crit there. That's not bad. We're going to reserve once more here. The Prowler moves up. Fires into his weak side arc. Destroys a shoulder. Okay. That side arc is substantially
I'm
weakened at
receiving
this
you.
point. Would this be a charge? This would be a charge. So we could just move in like this
Location confirmed.
and just light up that side arc really hard at this point. And that is what I'm going to do. That's an arm destruction.
Reporting critical hit.
That's okay. We'll accept that. And at this point,
Standing
it is our
by.
Vulcan that moves. The Vulcan is going to sprint in over here. This is still side arc. The Ultra AC5 is
Moving out.
jammed. That's okay. At this range, that's kind of irrelevant.
Engaging target.
And we'll just shred a little bit of armor there.
Standing by.
Now, our Stiletto can probably... Yeah, our Stiletto can get into the rear arc here. And this is pretty ideal. We hit that kick, and I think this guy dies.
On my way.
We did hit the kick. And he's dead. Fantastic.
Target neutralized.
Okay, so the question
I am out
now
of
is,
FRMs.
when do our allies show
Yeah?
up? And, well, not really when do our allies show
Understood.
up, but from what direction do the enemies come?
Good to go.
That's the question, right?
Move
So we're
order
going to
received.
set up a few scouts out here. We know that they're going to have more enemies out here
Coordinates
somewhere.
received.
That is an absolute fact. And
Tenfold.
we're just going to sink some heat and get some bracing done.
On the
Set up
move.
a few eyes out over here.
On it.
Firestarter can come out maybe this direction. They're going to
Move
drop at
order
the end of
received.
this round. We know this. Our turrets are now online.
Heads up, Commander. You've got hostile contacts inbound.
Well, that's quite a place for them to drop. So they dropped literally right here. They have a Scorpion, they have a Condor, they have... Is that it? No, is this over here as well? The Shadowhawk? And there's another one here, a Trooper. Okay. I'm going to reserve until that Trooper moves, I think is what we're going to do here. A Phase 18 mover? Or rather, a Phase 20 mover? Oh, I didn't see the Cicada over here. Sure. Just sprints off. I don't know what they're planning to do with that. Oh, there's also this over here. Okay, attacking the Prowler, that's fine. So they dropped 2 Lances right on the base. The Trooper is now moved, and the Trooper positioned over here.
Waiting for orders.
Fascinating. Okay. How many evasive pips is that? 3? Sure. What if we were to put... we can't quite turn it. What if we were to sprint to here? 32.1? Do we move anyone else this
Yes,
round?
boss.
Yes, the Stiletto. The Stiletto is unable to melee attack over here. I think we're going to melee the Sentinel with the Stiletto. We have a 74% hit chance here. It should be good enough.
Consider me there.
Oh, this is front arc? I thought it was facing this way. My bad. I meant to do that rear arc, but that Sentinel is actually
short-range missiles.
not particularly strong in its front arc either. So that's good to know.
I'm here.
This Centurion, I do want to move it over and deal with that Trooper. I mean, it's not that powerful, right? Maybe we reserve it. The Clint is coming up, firing on that building. Okay, sure. It's over on the other side of the base.
Commander.
The Blackjack is absolutely going to step in over here, I think. I do want to fire the LRMs, so I want to see a direct LOS with that in ideal range, but I don't think such a thing exists. I think this is probably the best we're going to see. Yeah, we'll accept this. We don't need to do much to this Trooper's rear arc.
X-Warriors. Show 'em what you got.
Yeah, that guy's really hurting at this point.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, the Firestarter, I would love to see the Firestarter come up over this way and attack the Clint. I don't think that's really a thing that we're going to do, though. Our current facing is this way, which is a little bit spooky for the Shadowhawk. Just thinking about options right now. Can we get a melee attack from up here? No. I feel like this would be our best movement option, though.
Location confirmed.
It's not a great option, but I'll accept it. And we're going to hit this guy pretty hard in his rear arc here. So, let it go.
Scored
Okay.
a critical hit.
That'll do the trick. Okay, phase 15. That's their Locust. Sure. Fires on the small military building. That's acceptable for now. Next up
Yes,
is our
Commander.
Raven. I'm going to take the Raven in over this way. I would love to melee attack that Trooper, but that's not currently an option.
Let's
We're going to
move.
position here. We're just going to light up this Trooper rear arc. And I suspect this kills it. Do we have Deadfire? Yes.
That's right. I'm on set.
There we go. Trooper is dead. Fantastic.
And that's the way we do it.
Okay, next up, this is our long-range Centurion. Now, I'm a little concerned about the positioning of this Shadowhawk, to be sure. Might want to position this guy out over here for
Plug it
LOS
out.
purposes. Just drop off that terrain. Now, it's likely that the Shadowhawk can still walk up here and attack our rear arc. If that happens, I'm going to be sad. Like, that's all there is to it.
Eat this.
Do a bunch of damage to that Cicada, sure.
Commander?
And our Vulcan here, I think we're going to have the Vulcan come in over this
Roger.
way and hit this Sentinel from this angle with everything we've got. That'll be a knockdown.
Scored a critical hit.
In addition to a pilot injury there. And an ejection. Perfect, because that was a leg destruction on knockdown. Sounds good to me. Now the Shadowhawk moves. Huh. If I was him, I would have gone for a melee rear arc attack on that Raven. But I guess they really don't like these vehicles. You know what? I'm not going to complain. That I'm going to complain a little bit about. That was never going to hit that Cicada. Prowler moves up. Sure. Phase 12, that's our Condor. It fires on a different building. Sure, we happily accept that.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, our close-range Centurion here. I would love to take out this Locust rear arc. Yeah, this seems good. It probably dies to this.
Moving out. Engaging.
That is a leg destruction.
That is good.
And that's a dead Locust, right? Absolutely.
Target's down.
Fantastic. That Locust is dead. And next up, their Scorpion. Actually, this is our allied vehicle firing on their Scorpion. I mean, sure, whatever. We'll take what damage they can put out. That is pretty good on the Cicada there, actually. It's now unsteady. That is a huge, huge deal. Some damage to the Shadowhawk there. But I think that Cicada, well, it definitely dies to our Centurion, even if it doesn't die to turrets here. Rear arc attack on that Scorpion. I like it. Our turrets are kind of doing work there.
Yes, Commander.
So our fire starter, I think, is going to come up and finish this Scorpion. I would like to position rear arc, but side arc is probably good enough.
Okay.
We'll position up here. I'm going to fire not these medium lasers, but I am going to fire the flamers,
Roger that.
since they do bonus damage to vehicles. There we go. One more down.
Enemy down.
Perfect.
My heat sinks can't vent fast.
Next,
I'm
this
taking
Centurion
damage.
is going to stay exactly where it is. And we're just going to fire on this Cicada. Go for the kill. We can't fire the ultralight rotary rifle, but that's okay.
Oh.
That's a gyro destruction and a mech warrior ejection.
What's up, boss?
Fantastic. Next up, the Raven is going to go for the backstab on this Shadowhawk. We're going to position maybe back a little further here if we can get a rear arc LOS in this jungle down here. I feel like we're actually better off in terms of hit odds going here. This Shadowhawk took some frontal damage already, but it has not taken any rear arc damage.
Whatever you say, boss.
That is a structure exposure on it, though, and it's unsteady, so that's huge for us.
Commander?
Next up, this Centurion, I would love to actually see it come down over.
I'm there.
So we've just about cleared up this whole area now, and then they've got that Clint over there still. As well as, the Cicada ejected that. Ooh, 85% chance on that heavy rifle. I can't pass that up. It's already got a weakened CT. Give it a go. And that's a dead Shadowhawk. Perfect.
That's a kill.
Next up,
Good to go.
the Stiletto can, I suppose, come over here and melee the Condor. I mean, we can melee it from either of these angles. I kind of prefer this one. No particular reason other than that it's more out of LOS of the turrets. Or rather, more out of indirect fire of the turrets. We missed that melee attack on the Condor, which made me sad, but... Okay, a little bit of damage in there. That guy's doing some armor shred on the Condor as well. Sounds good to me. And
Yes,
our
Commander.
Blackjack at this point can position over here where we have direct LOS on the Clint. Light him up. That was actually an exceptionally good shot.
Target's taking a critical hit.
This guy's now unsteady, so he is very vulnerable to turrets.
I'm receiving you.
To that end, I want to take the Vulcan in over here, yes, into the fire, and we're going to kick this guy. I think we'll not fire the Ultra AC-5 just because of that hit chance, but everything else, absolutely.
Confirmed.
Ah, we missed that. Sad.
I missed.
I noticed. Okay, well, we shredded a little bit of armor off of the Condor. I mean, I would really... Yes, this is what I want. Them to go for the Clint. I mean, they missed it, but it was just a Prowler. I want the turrets to take out that Clint if at all possible. Clint does move up, fires on the Calliope, which means that it is no longer unsteady, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's okay. The Condor moves out of the fire, takes some burn damage, fires on the Vulcan. All's good. He's actually positioned for the Centurion to attack it in the rear arc with the heavy rifle. And he got sensor locked. I mean, I'd prefer that they go for the Clint than sensor lock, but... Sure. I thought they were going to kill the Condor there with that second attack. I really did. But no, they didn't really go for the
Ready for
Clint.
orders.
Okay. We're going to sprint up over here with the Raven. And we're going to go for the kill on that Condor. It's actually the front where that was exposed. That's... I should have checked that.
All weapons charged, go.
And we still got the damage we needed. Perfect. Okay.
Vehicle down.
So all we need to do now is take out that Clint.
Yes,
And the Clint
Commander.
is really weakened. We're going to move up over here.
long as
Yeah,
they move.
we are not able to sprint, but that's fine.
Yes, Commander.
So this Centurion is a little overheated. We're just going to sprint over this way,
Simple.
trying to get in LOS.
Orders.
Same with our Firestarter. It's overheated. We're going to sprint up over here, trying to get in
Roger
LOS.
Full speed.
And sink a little heat.
Yeah?
This Centurion, on the other hand,
I'll do what I
that is
can.
not bad. Light him up with the LRMs. That's probably a light destruction, I think. Not quite.
Nice. Got past
But
the
we
armor.
did get through its evasive,
Short-range
but it moved
missiles are
immediately,
out.
which makes me sad.
I'm here.
Okay, our Vulcan is going to move up over this way. We can't sprint,
Move
but that's
orders
okay.
received.
Prowler is going to not do anything.
Waiting
Sure.
for orders.
The Blackjack is going to just step forward over here.
Moving to
And I would
position.
love to drop additional missiles on this guy. We'll see if we get any damage in here.
Roger.
Any real damage, but may or may not. Okay, not really. Those turrets are going to tear him apart, though. Indeed. Yep. As I said. And that's a knockdown and maybe a kill. Yep. Fantastic. Up 4 was wiped out. That went very well. Very, very well. We took almost no damage. Have some halfway decent salvage opportunities. We'll see what we want out of that. I mean, I'm not too keen on any of those mechs, but a 50-tonner is maybe a 50-tonner. But yeah, that was almost a million C-bills there. We took basically no damage. I'm pretty happy with that. Not too interested in a Cicada. Maybe the Gladiator part. It's a 55-tonner. Maybe a Shadowhawk part. Although that's 4 ER medium lasers. And I kind of want that instead of the Shadowhawk part. And anything else in here we really want? I mean, a replacement Ultra AC5 would be nice, but that's kind of something that I would roulette, I think. That Engine Core 320 would be nice, but it's in the same boat. I think overall, I'm comfortable rouletting everything else there. We did not end up getting the Shadowhawk part. Okay, that's fine. We'll get rid of those. Okay, that's not a great roulette, in all honesty. We'll keep the 2 machine gun half ammos. That'll be okay. Yeah, not a great roulette, but I mean, overall that was for primarily cash, so I think it's okay. After all, we do have a hunchback that we need to equip, right? Or did we already? I don't think we already did that. Yeah, I don't think we did. I'm also not going to. Not yet. We've got some expenses that we need to pay off. That's for sure. What we did just now pretty much pays off the Ghost, but we need to continue upgrading our Argo. I don't like not having an upgrade on the Argo ticking. That's a very, very high priority for me, is keeping that upgrade going. So let's hop into engineering here and see what upgrade we can get. I would not necessarily mind grabbing this. In fact, that'd be pretty good. We'll go ahead and purchase the repaired mech bay upgrade. Fantastic. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will maybe see about getting that hunchback up and running, but that'll... I mean, I can ready the hunchback. It would be medium, of course. And it would be this guy here, the 4X1. We can ready this, and that'll be okay. It will cost us a little bit, but that's okay. So we'll get that started, and next episode we're probably not going to refit this based on our funds. I think that we're going to aim to deploy again before this financial report, and then maybe we will equip the Hunchback at that point. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.